Michelle here with Blending Like Bosses, because blended families don't come with instructions. That is why we are here, to help you make a plan. I wish it came with a guidebook.
I wish it did too. One of the questions we've seen this week a lot was, should step parents discipline the step kids?
Ooh, what do you guys think?
Good one.
Comment.
And what do you think?
I'd love to know. I think it depends.
And I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on the plan that you have set in place. And if you don't have a plan, you need one.
Definitely.
And here's why. Number one, it gives everybody an understanding of what their roles and responsibilities are.
Yeah.
They know up front what's going to happen, what the consequences and the scaling of the consequences can be.
Who's going to give them out?
Yep. It establishes who has authority in the household, who's the extension of who, and it really clears up a lot of the communication and all that stuff.
Because then you're not sitting in a situation and freaking out because a kid did X, Y, and Z, and my husband isn't backing me, and he's acting like it's not a big deal, and da 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 da. Like,
right. So if you've taken the time as a couple to work on that plan, the disciplining and the process of that becomes way simpler.
Yeah.
So let's talk about kind of how we got there.
Okay.
So I think the first thing we did was we had a meeting between the two of us, right? And we did a lot of work to talk about what were some of the non-negotiables in terms of what we would discipline in our house. Like what was being disrespectful to an adult, or anyone in the house, was not going to be tolerated. What else? What were some of the other big ones?
Aggressive, like hitting, like aggressive behavior.
Right. And then we talked about, depending on the level of severity, what those punishments or consequences, might be. Time out, even if it's just 5 minutes, sitting on the steps, to getting electronics taken away, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess step 2 was having a family meeting about it.
That was really important.
And the ones we're talking about are our 4 younger ones. We call them the JV team. They range from 9 to 13 now. And we had a family meeting around these are the things that we're talking about that are not going to happen, and then here's generally what the consequences would be. And
you did talk a lot about my role.
Yes.
Because we moved into the house that you guys were living in.
Right.
So it was kind of like us coming into your space, and what does this mean?
Right.
And what's Michelle's role? Right.
And so a big part of that conversation was around letting the kids know my kids, that Michelle's role was not to replace their mom. That was never in the discussion. That was taken off the table very early on. But she was an adult in the house, and she was an extension of me, and they needed to treat her with respect and follow instructions and whatever when I wasn't there. Yep.
I think that was really helpful too for me, because it helped me understand that I do have authority in the house, and it didn't leave me wondering oh gosh, now what if I said yes or no about something, and then he comes home and says something different, then what happened? It just took a lot of the gray area, the guessing area out of it.
It really did.
And I think that was extra helpful for me because I'm around that group more.
Yep.
The teenagers, they were more in their phase of kind of asking permission to go places and do things, so it wasn't the same with that group.
Yeah.
But it has saved us a ton of stress.
It really has.
So if you guys have not made some type of discipline plan, we would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Do it right now. Just start with something, even if it's just a 5 or 10 minute conversation. That 5 or 10 minute conversation will save you a ton of grief and a ton of stress.
Good luck. Let us know how it goes.
Yes.